is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
is going on, guys? What is going on, everybody? Hi guys, yeah, this is so funny. There is no tomorrow. That is an incredible, right? I would say interesting, actually. I'm sorry, guys. I just crack myself up, man. Like literally, I just crack myself up all the time with just some of the stuff I be posting about and stuff like that. So let's go over this, guys. Let's go over the fun challenge. Right now, there's some really good results right now with Act Trader right now. Things are going nuts. All right, so Dixie on Friday did exactly kind of what we talked about here. I talked about Dixie going bearish, and we dropped like a freaking fly here. So let's talk about what's going to happen next here, because obviously we do have some big movements going on, right? Let's talk about it. Right now, we do have a break of structure completely here. As Dixie continues to go on this downwards trend, we're going to look for an internal structure retracement. First off, we do have a gap, which means that we're going to get a pullback on assets for sure to fill in the gap. But one thing I want to go over here is I'm going to put this as a break of structure. What day is that? It's a daily break of structure. So let's put that right here. Daily break OS, BOS. What I'm looking for specifically is a pullback to fill in the gap. But I do believe that this gap here, we're going to not just fill it, we're probably going to come back a little bit more from this gap. To be brutally honest, I do believe that we're going to have at least a 50% retracement, or at least hit the 38.2 area. So I'm going to look for some type of indecision candle here. And I think I found it. It's right here, right? So realistically, I want to look for that shift, that selling pressure here internally, and then, you know, I then want to potentially even see it come up to here, you know, that internal selling pressure, potentially even come here. Do I see Dixie coming all the way back? Absolutely not. I believe Dixie's on a downtrend for sure, and then we'd probably sell off, right, and go back to, I would say, these lows here in September of 2025 with Dixie. Okay. Let's look at SPX here. I called out a signal buy. Okay, we called out buys here that rallied on Thursday. Then obviously we saw some retracements here on Friday, really good pullback, almost came to our zone and then extended to the upside. What am I looking at right now? I'm looking at buys. I mean, it's very simple here. You know, I'm looking at, wow, a good pullback for SPX here. That's finally executed, and I'm looking at this right here. I'm looking at an extension here, and I'm looking at an extension at the 1.62. So I'm looking at 7,000, easily over the $7,140 mark. And then honestly, by March, we should get to at least 2.18, which is the 72.50 area here. So that's what I'm looking at, guys, specifically. Now, what we want to do is, obviously, we're seeing this break structure. Clear, clean break of structure internally. Impulse, correction into an indecision, extension. Okay, that extension's probably going to run to the 60% area. So let's analyze this together here. Now, some of you guys might say, well, John, what do you mean? We're just going to use some classic Elliott wave. I haven't done this in a while here, but I want to do it again. Okay, so classic Elliott wave with wick off right here. What does that mean? Elliott wave, the first wave is 60% of wave 2. So what does that mean? That means that price is going to take profit here, and that fib level also matches, okay, that area right here at the 1.27 here. So what does that mean? That means that I'm looking to take profit here. Okay, and where is my entry? My first entry, well, the primary area of where I'm going to want to buy is going to be primarily here. Internal buys that I'm looking at is going to be right here in structure. Okay, so I'm looking for some buys right here. So primarily, it might not come back, but this right here, if it executes correctly, would be a 1 in 8 trade. Okay, it would be a 1 in 9 almost trade. Kind of similar to the 1 in 15 that I just gave out last session here. Okay, so now let's I would say, how could I say this even better? Let's look at the ADR. Let's look at the market range, and then let's look at, okay, the what? This is what I'm looking at primarily. Okay, by tomorrow morning, that's what I'm looking at. Okay. This is what I'm looking at. Let me check YouTube comments, guys, because I haven't been checking YouTube comments recently, and I should be. Let's do that. Let me increase this here. Let me check YouTube real quick. Wow. I am tired today. Okay, cool. Okay, so every morning, yep, this week we're gonna run it. So let's get this rocking here. US 30. I mean, US 30 is literally like to the T here. You see that? 1 to 6. I'm gonna run and rally. This was when? This was Sunday at 6 o'clock where it opened. Let me lower the music here, guys, just a little bit. Okay, cool. Okay, so US 30, I mean, realistically here, kind of the same concept. I gave out this trade here earlier this week. I mean, I'm looking at this thing probably to extend a little bit higher. to be brutally honest. Go to the 1.27. If we see SPX highs, we'll probably hit 1.414. So that's kind of what I'm seeing with US 30 here. Very bullish here. NAS, kind of the same story, right? We had a gap here. When was this? Sunday? Then a pull down back into that area. Run extension to the upside. So NAS is gone. We have some really good buys setting up for tomorrow, guys. So NAS here on futures, or this is a different time zone, kind of a different breakdown. Let's look at Russell here. Same thing. Russell actually looks like it's going to pull down. Russell looks decent. It looks okay. Still bullish, you know, still technically bullish because we didn't close below structure here. The 8 hour we did. On the daily, we actually did a little bit. But it's a gap. So sometimes gaps, I wouldn't necessarily call that the same thing. Futures, kind of the same thing. Let's look at the VIX here. Oh yeah, it looks like we're finally pulling back down in the VIX here. Gold VIX looks, wow. Gold volatility is at highs right now. Holy God. Okay, I didn't even expect this to fill today. I did not expect this gap. We do need to, there's going to be a big pullback on gold soon. Just like we had here when we broke the gold VIX. I mean, the last time we were this high on the VIX was like when? Like, let's look at this. Like 2022. So, I mean, there's gaps here also that we do need to fill. You see that? So gold is going to go higher. I can tell you that. We're going to go higher than normal because this is like COVID level. But what I can tell you with the VIX so far is that, yeah, like there has to be a good solid pullback. And then anytime there's, I might put an alert here. Yeah. Because if the VIX does pull down here by overnight, then that would mean, hey, look, we're probably either going downward, retracing, and then we're going to look for buys for gold here for some long-term holds, you know? And your yields had a retracement here. Interesting. This is kind of what I'm looking at with the 10-year yield. This is very bullish for markets. 10-year yield being very bullish and bonds being bearish is really good for markets here, guys. Wow. Look at all the buys that we've called from September 2025. If you had just held some of the buys I've called out here, guys, you'd be even on the smallest lot up like 20-30 grand. I know Nick is in buys. I'm actually in buys right now too, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you, I took some buys. Why? I saw the fill in the gap and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna take some buys right now. I really don't care. So let's take a look at all our trades here, because the trade we called out on Thursday here was up about, I think I cashed out like right here. No, it was, where did I cash out? Right here. So we made 13,000 pips. Friday we had a retracement here, 6 a.m. and then another what, like 18,000 pip move here. Okay, so obviously we have this gap, and right now this gap is going to signify just at least price structure to move to the upside here. So let's take a look at like kind of what I'm looking at. Damn, I would have made another fucking, I cashed out 7 grand on this trade, but I would have made like 22k easily. So I'll tell you this, guys, I'm a little worried because price on closed price, technically, actually no, we closed above the 2.414. Technically, it means that we're actually going even more bullish here. Wow.
But somewhere along the line,
Wow.
it changed.
Okay.
Stop being you. You let people stick a finger in
Okay,
you,
so
tell you you're no good.
the only thing that I can kind of do right now is just go off of fib extension
Like a big shadow.
with this pullback here, with this gap fill. Okay, we can kind of look at 2.618, look at 1.62, and then look at potential buy orders again here tomorrow morning. Okay, it's crazy that I called 5,100. It's crazy that I called 5,000 back here last year. So if you guys are in my VIP group, we called like 5,000 here in November. So like, this is like, you know, we called a whole move. Like even us calling buys back down here in September 2025. Like we've been catching this for a very, very, very long time, guys. Okay, we called bottoms in January 2025. So we've caught a lot of gold. Now, what I'm going to tell you is this. A pullback is imminent. It needs to come. Now, will gold do that pullback during the European session? Possibly. There is a possibility here that we do a larger pullback. Hopefully, I would say we do. Some of you guys are going to be like, well, I don't want to hear that, John, but I want to see a larger pullback, because the larger the pullback, the higher we go, guaranteed. You see what I'm saying, guys? Like, yeah, I get it. Some of you guys might be like, well, John, I don't want to see a pullback that's too big. Well, again, guys, it's the reason why you're broke. No, I'm just kidding. It's the reason why you're not making money trading. You want to see a big pullback. So this right here it's a cute pullback. It's nice, but we want to see something bigger. I would love to see this here, to be brutally honest. Mitigate, go lower, break this, come back here, and then I know we're guaranteed 52 and 6,000 by the end of the year, because then I can come here and then pull the pullback back to like this zone over here. You see that? I could pull this back and I could say, hey guys, we're going to 5,500. You know what I mean? So this is kind of what I'm looking for. Okay, right now, currently, because price is moving there, thank God I have market ranges here. It can kind of tell me a little bit about what's happening, what's going on. And thank God we have the intraday indicator here, because the intraday indicator is going to give us a lot. And with this intraday indicator, I think we have one more swipe of liquidity. I could even use the sniper a little bit with the standard deviation. Yeah, we have one more swipe of liquidity. And we're going to get a pullback. So let me get rid of the intraday right now. This is the area kind of where I'm looking at for a potential buy. I would love to see price pull back down here and then rally. You got a bunch of imbalances here. So yeah, price, I would see pull back here. Nice pullback here. Maybe hopefully we can swipe these lows a little bit more. We do that, I would love to see just a huge swipe tomorrow of liquidity. I would love to see a swipe like this. Some of you guys might be like, well, John, I don't want to see that. I would love to see that, because then I know we're going to go to 52 and then I would double down here. So tomorrow I'm going to plan some buys here for gold. But this is just from what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing this right here. It's kind of what I'm looking at. Even to be on the safer side. Like that right there. 1 to 10. Give me a second, guys. Okay. Next thing I'm looking at here, let's take a look. Same thing here. Oh my god, USD CAD looks good. You know what looks better than anything right now? The USD CAD looks good. Canadian government's going through some shit. I'm looking for buys on USD CAD for sure. Long-term swings here. This thing looks like it just destroyed its cycle. USD CAD looks like a great buy. 3 waves to the downside, reaccumulation, mitigation right here. This thing is gonna run. I want to look for buys 100% on CAD. I'm gonna look for a pullback and then look for some buys here, but USD CAD looks incredible right now for some buys for sure. Wow, and it already broke the Asian range earlier today. You see that? Yeah. Okay, so I'm looking for buys on CAD. I would buy USD CAD here. Or this is what I'm doing, guys. You guys can do what you want, but I'm looking for some buys here on CAD tomorrow. Most likely here. So USD CAD, I'm looking for some buys here. All the way up at least to this mitigation zone. Long positions here. At least below that low here. Up to this mitigation area here. Let's get rid of this here. Okay, let's clean this up. Let's look for a pullback tomorrow morning. Break of the Asian range. Indecision. And then we'll see this here, internal sells. This is what I'm looking at here tomorrow for USD CAD. USD CAD looks great. USD CAD is amazing right now. Okay, I'm gonna drop this here. USD CAD. Yeah, USD CAD looks like a bomb right now. USD JPY up. Stop loss hit, which is good. Stop profit, actually, we were up on this trade about at one point like 142 pips, and then our stop profit hit. So what I'm looking for now with you know, USD JPY specifically with this massive pullback is it looks like a shift in structure. That's not good. You don't really normally want to see shifts in structure on USD JPY ever, especially on the daily. You have a gap to fill here, but this looks like more of a sell right now. You have this internal zone right here. You see that? Let's take a look at something here. Incredible. Okay, so now let's take a look at tomorrow's news. We don't have too much. Consumer confidence better than expected, so it's going to make markets rally for sure. Yeah, rates are probably staying the same. We're not going to see any rate hikes or cuts here. CAD overnight rate looks like a pause here. Doesn't look like they're going to cut rates anytime short either. Unemployment claims. Maybe we fixed the unemployment problem. A little bit higher than expected, nothing crazy. Revised non-farm productivity. Kind of a little bit of a slower week, but it's not bad. We have core PPI at the end of the week, month over month, which isn't bad either. Month over month, it's higher than expected, so that'll probably bring markets down. I'm not gonna lie to you, but this right here is good. Having a good end of the month here is actually great. Like, not too much news, because you know why? It means there's not going to be that much liquidity sweeps. There still will be volatility, but it won't be as many liquidity sweeps. So there's going to be cleaner structure when that happens. Okay, expect gold to rally this week, have its last rally, a pullback in February, and then a run in February. If you're trying to make money, gold is going to be rocking. People are saying, how's the challenge going? The challenge is going amazing. I think somebody already hit $4,500 on the challenge here. So somebody already flipped in our group 250 to about 4,500, and there's already guys that are like up like 600, 800, 1,000, 2,000. It's insane. Okay, so now let's go into GU here. GU looks ridiculously good for buys. I did call some buys here during the what was it, Thursday session. Now, what I'm looking at here specifically, this is a break of structure, 100%. So we're looking for more additional buys. The problem is, where are we going to see the pullback? I think this is a healthier pullback that we could potentially see with GU. And it's something that I'm going to want to look for here before I get into any kind of pullback with GU. I think this is healthy. And because we already have a break of structure, it means we're very, very much bullish. Then I would look for like the 1.27, something like that here. Okay. I know it might rally without me, and I get it, but for me, I would rather do that. Another area where it'll probably rally, and I'm just going to be honest with you guys, is here. This could happen overnight, and it can go to this price regardless. Like, it's going to buy now type of thing. You know, that's another possibility. But I'm just letting you know, like, this is kind of what I'm looking at with GU. I'm going to take it here, most likely.
To be where you want to be and do what you want to do.
All right, let's go over AU here. Same thing with the gap. Euro. Wow, Euro rallied. All right, Euro did exactly what we wanted and filled the gap and started to rally. Euro looks like a meme coin. All these crypto guys have no idea that Forex pays just as well, if not more. What do I think about crypto? So people are asking me now. I think it's still shit unless Bitcoin breaks. If Bitcoin breaks above 96, 97, like above this zone, then we're bullish here. I did give out a signal here that hit the stop. To be honest, does this look like a break of structure? Technically, yeah. It broke past this structure. But technically, we could still buy down here. Let me see. I want to see a close above this here. To be responsible here, because I don't like to be irresponsible. Because technically this is mitigating downward here. I'd want to see a close like above this. And then a rally. You know, then a pullback, and then we rally. Yeah, we might not catch all the pips here, but trying to guess the bottom for Bitcoin is going to be difficult. I tried to guess like a bottom here with like some price structure, or I would say just liquidity being swiped here. But again, like, it looks like it might just be doing lower lows. This looks like bearish order flow. That's what I don't like, you know? Then bang, it might drop to 77. So I'm going to wait for more buys here with Bitcoin. Let's look at MSRT, NVIDIA, coin. Well, coin's going down to the area that I talked about. Coin's finally going to 200. This is where I'm going to actually want to buy maybe some coin.
other than that, we can run it. But I appreciate y'all. I think we're going to be able to. I appreciate y'all. So this is what I'm going to do. We're going to trade live New York tomorrow, and we're going to crush it. So other than that, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all, and I will talk to y'all soon. See you tomorrow, guys. Peace.